Matt Stamp here with Stephen J. Goodson, talking about Ti-Fang and Yang short form, Tai Chi Chuan. Steve Goodson recently wrote a book on Dal Lu. It's right here. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Can you tell me about...
With Billy Fox.
With Billy Fox.
I'm going to put that in there. Billy's in Japan right now doing research on various topics that he's interested in, living in Japan. But Billy was an important part of the book, so okay. I want to make sure we do mention him.
Okay. And you have two websites. One's 13posturesboxing.com and the other is fairtradetaichi.org.
Right, and Fairtrade Taichi, 13 Postures is going to become Fairtrade Taichi.
Okay.
I just haven't completely redirected all the links or whatnot.
Okay.
13 Posture Boxing was just a way for me to have a place to start showing classes when I was living in Connecticut. I came down to DC and brought somebody on staff, and basically we sat down and sort of did a business plan around what would a nonprofit look like for this mission. Mm-hmm. My big thing was I didn't want it to be about me, mm-hmm. right? And so the Fairtrade Taichi was a way to sort of put my goals and desires into this nonprofit, this mission, and have the organization, which is Billy, myself, Ashley, and a couple other folks, sort of drive that mission and not have it be about Steve Goodson, you know, it be about soft Taichi. So that's where that came from.
And you started with Robert Smith, or?
I started with Mr. Smith. I was 18 years old, living in Bethesda, Maryland. This is 1981. I had just graduated, or just about to graduate high school. I read probably one of the worst books on Taiji out there, but at the time it was a great book on Taiji, in my opinion, and it talked about flow, and it talked about all this great stuff. And I said, oh, I like this. I want to, I want to figure out how to do this. And when I was 18 years old, it was 81, so in the early 80s, it was in the air. Martial arts and all that sort of stuff was definitely in the background music of what our life was. And so found this book on Taiji, looked at a local YMCA directory, and it was a free class Saturday mornings with Mr. Smith. So I started with him there, and then went to his regular classes, and we did Bagua, Shingi, and Taiji for the whole time.
And then Fleming Park as well.
And Fleming Park, yeah. Mr. Smith had a free practice session at Fleming Park. He started it 50 years ago. We still maintain it today, so I'm out there every Sunday.
And I have some pictures of the plaques I'll share with the group here.
Mr. Smith's Philosopher's Stone and the bench. Yeah, we dedicated. Some of the students got together and we did a dedication of. I say we because I was there, but it was actually the work of other people. Wonderfully. Kurt Talbot being one of them. Paul Cody, Bart, a number of people, senior students and Mr. Smith. But anyway. And so they wanted to dedicate something to the park, at the park, and so there's a nice bench and a Philosopher's Stone looking out away from the training thing. So we kind of see it as Mr. Smith going, oh no, I'm looking the other way, kind of like watching us practice. But so it's got a little inside humor there. But yeah, it was a great dedication to him.
Your mission with the Fairtrade Taichi is, the heart of it is the Ti-Fang.
Yeah, the heart of Fairtrade Taichi is the idea that Taichi is a soft martial art. Taichi is very popular as an exercise. Taichi is very popular as a martial art, a deadly martial art. You hear in movies, and a couple popular movies come out recently, Taiji 1, Taiji 0. I think it's following a Star Wars thing of counting backwards, but anyway, so whatever the titles were. But the idea in them is that that Taiji is like an external boxing form. It's punching and kicking and all of this. And it really misses the martial side of Taiji, which is, you look at Professor Zhang, and he was a small Confucian scholar, who was a painter and a calligrapher. You look at the Taiwan video, the black and white video, and you see him doing an exercise where the guy tries to turn his wrist over, right? Professor Zhang was so worried about his hands getting scratched that he'd wear a kerchief when he did the exercise. And you can see that in the video, right? He has this kerchief that he takes off. So he was, I think somebody said, the most effeminate man they'd ever met, was one of the definitions for Professor. But even then, right? He was able to do Taiji in this very soft way. And so the mission is to try to continue that teaching of Taiji as a soft martial art, that you don't have to be big and strong. That when you walk in, if you're ambulatory, and you walk into a Taiji classroom, you have all the strength necessary to do Ti-Fang and to throw somebody across the room. Let's do it again. Good. So there's the lift, withdraw, there's the acceleration. Right? So T is this moment of joint. Just start the hand and then add the body to it. There's the joint. Now start the hand away from your center. And that takes out all the slack. This is designed for me to always be on the outside. If you notice, I'm always on the outside, and you're always on the outside. You can Ti-Fang me, I can Ti-Fang you, right? You're on the outside always. No sandwiches for the end. Never touch. I'm always on the outside. Throw. I can push you, you can push me. If there was resistance here, you can Ti-Fang me, right? Change the pressure, and go. Do it again. Pressure. But I can Ti-Fang you, right? You're always on the outside. This exercise isn't one of, what if the guy comes in and does this? What if the guy does this, right? It's none of this, no speed, no strength. Because we can always, come on in. There's, I start giving you strength, withdraw. Yep, and now gently push me away. Use all my strength. What happened? The root is severed. Yeah, good. Do it again, come on. Yep, that's it. See that moment of Ti-Fang? That was T, join, and Fang. So here you get same hand, same foot, real attack that I have to neutralize by moving and touching. And then I give you a real attack that you have to neutralize by touching. Now, give me resistance here. I get to cut through it. See it? You know the root's severed. I'm standing flat-footed. Have that foot out a little bit. As you come in, you fall into emptiness. And I've done this. You're leaning on it. You can see it. The push is nothing. Because punch. Good, actually go back to the other. Yeah, come on, you can do better. Yep, thank you, sir. That's what I'm at. There's the body being off balance. It's as soon as it...
The Ti-Fang curriculum, basically form, push hands, Dal Lu, and San Shou. Steve?
Yeah, so as we were talking about a little bit, Fair Trade Taiji, our mission is to try to present Taiji as a soft martial art. Taiji is taught as, exercise, meditation, stuff like that. But we're really trying to also present the fact that it's a soft martial art. There's a full continuum of Taiji being taught from the super soft to the super hard, where people are basically doing sumo, sort of push hands kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And what we want to do is to bring back the fact that it's a soft art. So it's a soft martial art. So the training, all the soft training, doesn't have to be abandoned to do the martial side, and Ti-Fang is the key to that, right? So it's the classics say attract to emptiness, join, and discharge, and so that very soft attracting to emptiness, something comes in, you get out of the way, you touch, and you throw them out, is the key to it. And so you see it in the form, every posture. Professor Zhang's form has 65, 64 postures in it, total postures, and almost all of them are a soft 4-ounce function. You get out of the way and then you push. And push hands, Dal Lu and San Shou, the 3 two-man exercises, Taiji's 13 postures, are 4 postures of push hands, 4 postures of Dal Lu, and then the 5 actions of San Shou. So ward off, roll back, press, push, split, pull, elbow, shoulder, advance, retreat, look left, look right, and center equilibrium. Those are being trained in the 3 two-man exercises. But the tactic that's being trained is Ti-Fang. So as you go through the 4 postures of push hands, when you feel a change in their pressure from 4 ounces to say 5 ounces, you withdraw and push. And then that's the idea. Push hands, the only reason to do push hands is to learn Ti-Fang. You look at Dal Lu where you see real strikes and a real strike and a real shoulder attack come in. And you learn to reconnect, disconnect, and reconnect with 4 ounces. And listen, if he's overcommitted, you'll pull him, push him out, or whatever using Ti-Fang. And San Shou is the same idea. San Shou means free hand or idle hand. It basically means we start from not touching. In push hands, we always have a constant 4-ounce connection. In Dal Lu, we're connecting and reconnecting with 4 ounces. In San Shou, you start with no contact. the person comes in to punch, you step aside, you touch them lightly. At that point, they're falling slightly, they use you for root, and you can throw them out easily. So across the curriculum, we're looking at Ti-Fang being the mechanical principle that's behind it, and that's why you're doing all the movements. So it's taught across the whole form, yeah,
Okay.
across the whole curriculum.
We mentioned in a conversation that you felt like Chen Manqing was trying to simplify the process. He took away the long form, didn't do as much weapons, and really, I guess you would say, cut the fat, so to speak.
Yeah. I think Professor's desire, and he says this in so many words in 13 treatises and elsewhere. His desire was to simplify Taiji. It's simplified Taiji. It's not just simplified form. It's not just, oh, I've cut some postures out of the form and I've made it simple. My view of what his work is the reduction of anything that's not necessary. So very much the Taoist principle of anything extra is taken out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel he tried to do that with the form, right? Is that and something else happens. And what happens is I go for an arm bar, right? Watch me turn you into position. First, your right foot will go out because it has to. See it? Now you're going to drop your elbow because you don't want it to get broken. And now you're going to pull me towards your inguinal crease. Yep, and watch me fall. Once I'm here, I've already let go of this hand. Just put this behind my back. Yep, back there. Do it again. Just take it back there. Yep, good. Now come up to 7 stars. Yep, and bring the hands crisscross in front. Yep. Can you throw me now? Yeah, quite easily, right? Let's take a look at it. You get to do the function. So change feet. Grab a hold of this and do the arm bar. Yep, so do an arm bar. So you're going to pull this to your inguinal crease. Here, put my head on the ground. Go ahead. Right, that's what you're going for. Good. Go ahead and do it. Oh, there it is. What? Right? So grab that and don't. Here's the thing, is now you know what I'm going to do. Right? Don't let me do that. Yeah. You're going to own that. Do the arm bar. Get on here. Yep. Every time. And you're like, well, I know what's going to happen. Change feet. Something that's going to rooster if you don't. Right? You can do it like that. That's fine. Yeah, you do it whatever you want. Got it? You own it? Right? Every time. Because the forearm is strength necessary for training, right? You've got to get some strength in the legs and understand how to hold postures and all that. Mm-hmm. But you don't build any more strength. If in Taiji, there shouldn't be, let's do some push-ups and let's do some sit-ups and get a lot of strength, right? Because it's not necessary to do the technique.